So today I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite 90s shows of all time. Now, I have some rules for this list, which I think every good list, hopefully you guys think it's a good list, needs some rules. Rule number 1, if it started in the 80s but had its run through the 90s, that's fine. So, for example, if it aired in like 89, went to like 82, or that's impossible, actually. If it started in 89, went to 92, that's a-okay. Also, no cartoons. You know why? Because I've already done that. If you want to check those out, I'll leave them. I think I've done them. I know I've done like intros and stuff, but no cartoons. Last but not least, the show must be one of my favorites. But for real, let's start off with the list. I do want to apologize to the sun. Is not being my friend right now, so the lighting will change on and off. Just a heads up. Let's go. Coming in at number 5, we have Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell was a 90s classic, a staple. If you grew up in the 90s, you probably watched Saved by the Bell, or you saw the reruns. It really didn't last too long. I believe it was like 5 or 6 seasons. Could be wrong about that, but fun fact, it actually started off as a totally different show than the NBC, I believe it was NBC, like, executives were like, we should probably change it. I don't remember the name of the original show, but I'll put it right here. Or you can tell me in the comments, or you can use your eyeballs and you can look at the screen because it's on the screen. But, yeah, they kind of changed it. That's why if you watch Saved by the Bell on, like, a streaming service, not sure about like the DVD or Blu-ray if it's on Blu-ray, it's actually totally different. So that's actually why it's originally a different show that turned into Saved by the Bell. But let's talk about the characters. The characters are lovable in their own unique way. You have Zach, who's kind of a douchebag, kind of sleazy, but he's like the cool guy. He just has this swag about him. I really don't use swag that much, but he has like this swagger about him that he's just cool. He occasionally does this timeout thing and everything like freezes, which only lasted like a couple seasons, then they kind of got rid of it. But then you have like Slater, you have Screech, who is everybody's favorite nerd, who he in real life ended up becoming kind of a douchebag. Just saying. Then you have, like I said, Slater, you have Jesse, you have Lisa, and then you have the love of my life and love of many other 90 kids' lives, Kelly Kapowski. Also, when you think of the 90s and you think of Saved by the Bell, you think of Zach and Kelly being together, which they really didn't date for that long. So that's, I don't know, I always thought that was kind of weird. But overall, the show is great. It's funny. It's goofy. The acting isn't the best, but that's just 90s TV for you. Not only was it a funny and goofy show, they did get serious at times. Like when Jessie, she got addicted to like caffeine pills and caffeine. It was a very serious moment. The acting is kind of cheesy for it, but the overall message of it is really, really well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about Saved by the Bell is that intro and that theme song. So the intro is definitely a product, well, the whole show is a product of the late 80s, early 90s, like the whole aesthetic. You can definitely tell it's from that era, but the theme song and the intro has like this clip art looking shapes and these weird, well, the weird shapes and these clip art looking things. Like you have a flamingo for some reason, got some sunglasses. Just like the textures and the design of it screams 90s and late 80s. And I love it. The theme song is super catchy. Every time I hear like a bell ring, I'm like, oh, is that Saved by the Bell? No, that's Britney Spears. Never mind. But it's super good and super catchy. Coming in at number 4 is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, growing up in the 90s, you either loved the Power Rangers or you hated it. Me personally, I absolutely loved it. I still actually really do enjoy the Power Rangers. I watch it every so often on Netflix. But I will say, it definitely hasn't aged that well. There's shows, I call them the Power Rangers clones that have aged worse, like Beetleborgs. I used to absolutely love Beetleborgs, but now I can only watch like 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, that's enough. Like, I'm done. But the Power Rangers just has this charm to it. They're basically like superheroes in a way. They're like superhero ninjas. And growing up, if you guys didn't know, Power Rangers is, they use clips from a Japanese show. I don't remember the exact name of it, but they use that as like the Power Rangers clips. And growing up, I never really paid attention. I was like, oh, it looks exactly the same. But watching it now, you're like, those are 2 totally different things. Like, the quality of each one is totally different. They just dubbed over like everything. So that's a very interesting fact. But now let's talk about that theme song. It's iconic, it's classic. It just starts off with this insane like guitar solo, and it's pretty heavy for like a kid's show. Not lyric wise, but like actually it's like a metal song, and it's awesome. But overall, the show is great. The characters are great. There's not one character that I'm like, this character is so annoying. All of them I just really, really like and really enjoy. Tommy is a badass. Jason's a badass. Just every single one of them are just awesome. And I gotta say, Kimberly, you give Kelly Kapowski a run for her money. You are, mwah. I don't even know what that is, but that's what you are. Coming in at number 3, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm choosing 2 shows, but they're kind of closely related, and that's Kenan Kel and All That. Now, I couldn't choose, so I'm choosing both of them. So basically, Kenan Kel was like a spin-off of All That, which All That was basically SNL for kids. It was absolutely amazing. It had such great skits, such as Good Burger, which was hilarious, which spun off into its own movie, which I plan on reviewing. That movie is just gold in my opinion. Then there was like those celebrity interviews, or like they would interview like the hosts or just like the cast members, and it was just hilarious. Like, they would just make up stuff about them. You can't forget, who was it? Like Pizza Face. Yeah, there's Pizza Face and the dude with the big ears. It's hilarious, and it also has a really catchy theme song sung by TLC, which is awesome. But as far as Kenan and Kel go, it basically follows Kenan and Kel. Kenan and Kel, they're best friends. It takes place mostly at like Kenan's house. That's like one of the main locations, and Kenan's job, and occasionally like the school. And Kenan just has bad luck, and it doesn't help that he has Kel, who's kind of stupid, kind of dumb, loves orange soda. Who does? I do. So does Kel. Actually, I haven't had soda in over a year, so not me. But it's just one of those shows where you can watch today and still find super hilarious, super funny. There's some adult jokes in it that kind of flew over my head when I was a kid, but I absolutely love that show. And also, that theme song is great, and it's sung by Coolio. What's not to like?
Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda.
Coming in at number 2 is The Fresh Prince of BelAir. A classic. Even today, it's still amazing, still holds up very, very well. You know, it stars Will Smith, who is an absolute comic genius in my opinion in this show. Just the writing, his timing, just the way he goes about things is just funny. His physical humor is great. The theme song, all these shows have great theme songs. That's something I'm noticing. It just dawned on me. I used to be able to rap the whole theme song. Don't think I can do it anymore. I'm talking about like the full one, not just the small little 30-second clip that plays in the beginning of each episode. Now, it doesn't really follow like a certain storyline. It's basically, you just follow Will Smith, and he just does things, and it's funny. I'm really bad at like explaining things. If you've seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know just how great it is. And also, Carlton, my boy, hold on one second. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Where is it? Boom! Thug Life. But not only was this show hilarious, it also, again, it touched on serious matters, like the infamous episode where Will Smith's dad basically leaves and Will Smith is really hurt and he cries and all that stuff. Very, very sad episode. That was a very emotional episode. Also, they also had an episode where they dealt with racism and profiling, where they get pulled over by the cops and arrested for allegedly stealing a car. They touched on very serious issues like that, and like mental health a little bit as well. But overall, it was a great show. It's funny, and it's just absolutely amazing. Now, coming in at number 1, if you know me, for one, this is my favorite show of all time, not just my favorite 90s show, and that's Boy Meets World. I absolutely love Boy Meets World. I've seen the whole series probably 10 or 15 times. Like, no joke. There's a time where I watched all of it, then rewatched all of it, like, back to back, because it's just so good. Even the earlier episodes where they're still trying to figure out what was, like, going on, trying to figure out the characters and starting up, like, character development, was still really great. Like, the first season, again, every season has, like, a great theme song. They don't always change, but there's, I believe, 3 different theme songs for Boy Meets World. A lot of people remember, like, seasons 4 to 7, which those are absolutely amazing. There are some continuity errors, though. I will say it's not a perfect show. Like how Corey and Topanga met, they kind of mess with that, and how long they've actually been dating. They definitely they're not accurate with the show, but overall the show is fantastic. You got Corey, Topanga, Sean, Eric, you got Corey's parents, you got Mr. Feeney.
Feeney! Ooh, that was a new one. You are not calling a duck.
It's just an amazing, amazing show. Then later, you know, you had Angela, you had Jack, you had Rachel. Almost forgot about Rachel. It's just one of those shows where I can seriously watch all the time, and it holds up very, very well today. It's a good show, it's funny, it's heartwarming. There's some episodes that will just make you want to cry, like the last episode. I'm not going to spoil it, but maybe I will, but no, I'm not. If you haven't seen the last episode, watch the whole season. You're probably going to cry on the last episode. I still tear up, even though I've seen it like 10 billion times. It's just one of those things where it's like, damn, this is wild. It's just sad. So, yeah, I can talk forever about Boy Meets World. The thing is, all the characters have this great chemistry, and I don't think it would work as well if they didn't have this amazing chemistry off screen as well, because they're all really good friends. From all the interviews that I've listened to and read, they all said they were really good friends off the screen, off camera. And them just being friends really shows while they're filming. Like, they have this great chemistry, and I think if they replaced an actor, like one of the main actors, with somebody else, it wouldn't work, in my opinion. Like, all of them, like I said, they just belong together. Like, they are those characters, and it's just an amazing show. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly, highly recommend seeing it. Eric is hilarious. He started off by being just like the cooler older brother to just a complete idiot. And it's just funny. Him and Mr. Feeney's just relationship is just amazing. Go watch it if you haven't already. Just watch it. Well, that's gonna do it. Those are my 5 favorite 90s shows of all time. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your favorite 90s shows of all time? And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Also, follow me on Instagram, because I am actually giving away this Power Rangers VHS. This is Green with Evil Part 1, Out of Control. Just follow me on Instagram. I have a post with this picture, and it says giveaway. Just follow the directions in that post and you could possibly win this. With that being said, you guys rock, stay rad, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.